morning. May I have your name?
Quick Scale speaking, may I help you?
Yes, I'd like to learn more about the COVID restrictions in the correctional treatment facility.
May I ask who I'm speaking to?
I'm wanting to visit an inmate at the facility, and I understand that they can't have visitors now because of COVID and have to stay in lockup 24/7.
Okay, so those are restrictions then, if that's what you were told.
Yes, is that true? They have to stay locked up 24/7 and can't have visitors because of COVID?
If they have COVID, no one can see them. Just because you're a visitor, what makes you think you're supposed to see them?
No, if the individuals I like to see don't have COVID. They just
No. The only people that have COVID. There's no restrictions with those who does not have COVID. They wouldn't be on the unit. The people that have COVID.
I understand that the prisoners, the inmates that are in the D.C. correctional facility have 24/7 lockup because of COVID.
I'm not familiar with that, ma'am.
No, so can we verify that? Because I just called to schedule a visit, and they told me that whole jail is in lockdown.
Well, that's who scheduled the appointments. We don't schedule the appointments for visiting. So if that's what they're saying, that's their rules and regulations. Medical has nothing to do with visitation.
Could you tell me more about the COVID restrictions in the jail? Is there a reason why everybody has to be locked up and barred from visitation because of COVID again? Even if the inmate doesn't have COVID?
Hold on, please.
A few moments later. A few minutes later. A few inches later.
Your call has been answered by a via IP office.
Unity Healthcare
is not available. To leave a message, wait for the tone.
Command Center, Major Mar, how may I assist you?
Good morning. May I ask with whom I'm speaking?
I said my name was Major Mar.
My name is Alicia, and I was calling to visit 2 inmates yesterday, and they told me that they're in the only cell block that's on COVID lockdown, and they don't have COVID themselves. So I just wanted some clarity on the situation.
We have several units that are on quarantine, ma'am. So that's not the only unit. And whether they have it or not, if they were on the unit exposed to it, the unit is on quarantine.
So that means they're in 24/7 lockdown?
No, ma'am, that's not what quarantine means. That means that they cannot come outside of their unit. They do everything on their unit. So they can't have visits right now and stuff like that until they're cleared by medical.
They told me that means they can't leave their cell, go outside, meet with their lawyer.
I just told you that that's not the truth, ma'am. They get recreation. They get food. They get everything they're entitled to except visits right now because of the medical quarantine.
And they're allowed outside of their cells too?
Yes, ma'am.
Their family members and people who care about them want to ask questions.
Ma'am, I've answered the same question multiple times.
And now
I don't know how many ways you want to hear it. They're on medical quarantine. They're on modified recreation, which means they come out of their cell. They receive their meals. They just cannot have social visits. They're seen by medical staff.
Now, also pertaining to video visits, or is the jail allowed video visitation? Because on the website it says...
Ma'am, what did I just say? They're on quarantine. They don't get visits right now.
I said video from the tablet, video visits. Because on the website...
If they have a tablet, yes.
So the inmates in the cell block I'm going to visit never have had access to video visitation.
Okay, ma'am, then they need to put in a request for a tablet.
They have a tablet. I text them on the tablet.
Then maybe they don't have... I don't know why they're not having video visits, but if they have a tablet, they have access to video visits. I'm not sure if it costs. Maybe they don't have money in their account. Video visits cost? Yeah, they have to pay for
We
video
put
visits on
they
the
have
tablet.
enough money in their account. So you're telling me that I can have a video visit if they have money on their tablet?
Ma'am,
Yes.
if you put money in their account and they have a tablet, they should be able to have video visits.
Okay, so if I put money in their account and they're not able to have video visits, who do I speak to?
Call this number back. You can speak to the visitation officer.
Visitation officer. All right, so I know I have money in this inmate's account, and I want to make sure we could do the video visit. So can I speak to the visitation officer now to make sure we can move that video visit along?
Hold on.
Your call has been answered by a via IP office.
Hangs up the
Unity
phone.
Healthcare is not available.
Talk to you, right?
Oh, good afternoon. I am calling because I'd like some more information about the COVID restrictions in the jail. I understand because one person might have gotten tested for COVID, the whole cell block is on lockdown and everything's restricted.
Could you please call 698-0431?
Okay,
thank you.
Who am I calling there?
Medical Clinic Scale.
Good morning. May I have your name, please?
This is Clinic Scale.
Huh? Sorry, what'd you say?
Miss Clinic Scale.
Clink Scale. Good morning. My name is Alicia. I would like to.
Yes, I transferred. Yeah,
It got hung up.
Administrative.
It got hung up each time. Go to take
I
the call.
can't speak with you about that. That's why I transfer you to my administrative staff now.
Administrative staff. Is there a number I could call back directly? So.
It is 698-0400.
And who am I going to speak with there?
Actually, administrative staff will answer the phone. I don't know who you'll speak to.
And they should be working now, right? Because every time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Your call has been answered by a via IP office.
This is Satara.
Good morning. My name is Alicia Powell. I'm a reporter with the Gateway Pundit, and I'd like some explanation of the COVID lockdowns in the jail. I understand what's called the Patriot Pod in the D.C. Department of Corrections is on 24/7 lockdown, and we don't understand why.
Great. Thanks for your inquiry. I'm going to give you my email address. If you could email me your inquiry, and we'll get a reply to you.
Visitation shut down, religious services. Is there a number of inmates that have gotten COVID to warrant this lockdown?
So what I'll share is that we do post our COVID practices online on our website, and all of that remains current and outlines how things work. So you're welcome to view that on our website, which is doc.dc.gov. And then if you have any questions after reading through that, I will give you my email address so you can send those to me.
Is it just a certain cell block that's not permitted video visitation, or is it the entire jail?
I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that that's not the case. So, again, if you can just include those specific questions in your email, I'll make sure to get a response.
And your email, again, is satara.yell@dc.gov?
That's right.